Was I hacking a cough right now?
No, not on camera.
Oh, thank goodness.
You were doing pretty well, Suk. So yeah, listen, we got a lot going on. Let's just blabber here for a second till everybody loads in and gets the. Let me make sure. Some people don't get when we come on. They don't always get the notification.
Well, I think there's something going on with Facebook. But you know what?
Yeah.
The reality is, people know where to find us on not only on the streaming platforms, but they know that. We actually do a rebroadcast of this as well. So it lives.
Oh, it lives.
It lives. It lives in a lot of different places.
And Suki, not only that, once it airs on Facebook, I mean, we go across the world with all these different platforms. I mean, God, we're on dozens of them, and we continue to build it up. The Suki and Scott Show. Agents want to talk to us. Distributors want to talk to us. They're looking to make the Suki and Scott Show the musical for Broadway this coming spring, Sue. So it's going to be great. We got a lot of good stuff happening.
I'm excited about our next guest.
Well, here's what we're going to do. After I start the show, we officially start the show because none of what we say right now ever makes it into the editing room. It's always after the start of the show. I want you to ask me. I've never put on a sport jacket or hanky.
That was the first thing I said. Scotty, you really dressed up today, haven't
you? We've done 342 shows, over 700 celebrities and performers. Suki, I have never put a sport jacket on. We've had some supermodels on. We've had some distinguished guests, media executive, and Oscar. We've done it all. We've done it all.
Even Jerry Springer.
And here in this space, this digital space, I've never put on the sport jacket and hanky, except for today. And I'm going to explain to you. You asked me why on the other side. So we're loading up. We got a great show. Keith David is here. Legendary actor.
Huge.
I mean, he's done it all. There's nothing he doesn't do. Over 300 credits, Suk. Whether it's movies, TV, stage, voice. He's singing, he's dancing. We're going to be doing it all today, Suk. So Keith David is here. Of course, he's in a new movie, like we were talking about yesterday. Miracle Before Christmas. Lazrael Lisson was on yesterday. The director. Said Keith was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but he was okay to work with. And we'll talk about that all. And we got, I mean, listen, Keith is, I'm so excited to have him here. He's been in many of my favorite movies of all time. Platoon, Armageddon, something about, and those they're all on. Every time those are on, Suki, you got to stop and watch.
Right.
And of course, don't forget The Thing with Kurt Russell. Down there in the frozen tundra. So anyway, Keith standing by. We have an amazing show. You ready to get this thing started?
Let's do it.
Here we go. We'll get it going in 3, 2, and the 1.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the 7 of Hearts. Exactly.
What she said.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
Really?
Your intro is fantastic.
Oh, Suk, I'd be in trouble if you left me now. I don't have and look for love. What's going on, Suki, babe?
I'm doing great. I know everyone was saying you need to zhuzh up your background.
Oh, Suk, I know you. Listen, your kitchen was so amazing for 2.5 years.
Going on in my real life upstairs that I can't seem to zhuzh it down.
Yeah,
here.
no,
so
you got
I'll get
you
there.
got time. You got time. You got to zhuzh it up because listen, before you know it, we're going to be back in a studio with this thing. But it looks very sad behind you.
You
Like
told me it looks like one of those offices you walk into.
Yeah. You know, when you have a boss and you walk into his office or her office and you see nothing on the walls and no pictures, you're like, oh, crappy personality. But anyways, we continue to roll along. Amazing show today. And listen, we've had legends on this show.
Legends.
You know, Hollywood legends, musical legends, you name it. And Keith David is right there in that stratosphere of legendary Hollywood performers, Suk. And he's coming up.
Actor, I mean,
forget it. Unbelievable. Not only that, Suk, I got a couple videos of him singing now. And maybe he'll give us a little a cappella action because, you know, when people sing, they got to sing on the show. If you sing, you have to sing on the show. But anyway, yeah. But listen, before we get to Keith, we have to touch real quickly on Brittany Griner being released from the Russian prison, right?
Big win for America.
Right. They kept it. They kept it quiet for a little bit in the negotiations. CBS, the folks there said they knew about it about 10 days ago, but they were asked to keep it quiet.
Big win.
And everything worked out. The one thing that I have to laugh about is, you know, we negotiate diplomacy, the whole deal, for a U.S. citizen who's a famous basketball player, right?
Yes.
WNBA. Russia brings back the Merchant of Death. They're looking for the Merchant of Death. We're bringing back one of our U.S. citizens, right? So it's just, I have to laugh. It's almost like, Suk, imagine if it was reversed, where where Russia was looking to get back one of their basketball players, and we were looking to get back, Don Corleone from Russia, right?
Yeah,
that was the one person
we had. Arms dealer. That's what he was.
Yeah, I mean, that was the guy they needed, not a famous scientist. You know, they had to get the Merchant of Death released back into to Russian hands. But it's great. Listen, when you see that she's going to spend 100 years in a labor camp, you're like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. But President Biden doing a nice job there. You have to think that's going to jolt his approval ratings up a little bit. And it was just a great job.
Not only that, just the fact that diplomacy works between countries. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but listen, you obviously, if you have something that they want, obviously that's where the negotiations begin, right? And I know there's that other guy, Whalen, who they're looking to get, and supposedly they're going to be able to make a deal for him soon.
I hope so.
But anyway, so that's the big news. Brittany Griner coming home. She's healthy, and she got out of there, and everybody's happy about that. So that's our good news of the day. And Suk, I know you're wondering why I got the sport jacket on, why I look so handsome today.
Why do you look so handsome today? Everybody was like, wow, you look so amazing in blue. You look so amazing in blue.
Suk, I got to, here's the deal. And I know there was, even in the opening, you saw that one clip. I think it was from NSYNC. What was his name? We had him on the show.
Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone. I was in this, but I had just come back from a shoot, so technically I didn't put that on to be on the show.
For him.
I put on this sport jacket, Taylor Bird, by the way, Suki, very expensive. Got it on sale for $100. It's a Taylor Bird, and we have Keith David's on the show today. And anytime you see pictures of Keith, he's impeccably dressed, Suki. So I just wanted to make sure that I matched up to his fashion sense on the day, and I figured. Listen, if he didn't come dressed to the nines to the show, I popped this off. I got a T-shirt underneath. I'm back to normal. It's all good. So that's why I'm wearing this today. I just wanted to match up to his fashion standards. I know I'm in my basement, Suk. I'm in my mother's
own private quarters.
Yeah, I'm in my mom's basement where I live, and I figured, listen, what the hell? I'll wear a sport jacket and then jack it up a little bit.
Awesome.
But so anyway, so here we go. Keith David's coming up. We're going to bring him on in a second. Of course, the movie Miracle Before Christmas. It debuted last night on BET Plus on the 23rd of December. It airs actually on BET. We had Lazriel Lisson on the show yesterday, who
the director, the producer, the writer,
writer of the show. He texted, said he had an absolute ball. Thanked us so much. But here's a little bit of Keith David. And then we'll listen. So this montage could have been like 2 hours long with all the movies and projects that Keith has done. But here he is. Here's about a minute of Keith David, just to remind everybody the legendary
body
actor.
of work.
Here he is right here. Take a look. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Who was that handsome young gentleman in that last shot?
I'm gonna tell you a great story about that. I found that picture after, that was over 30 years ago. I took that resume shot, and it came up. For some reason, it came up, and I said to my wife, I said, I still look like that. Yeah, I'm gonna start using this again. She looked at me. She said, "Really, Keith? Really?"
Hold on. Yeah, no. You know what? I think you should use that one, Keith. Look at you. Or maybe you go. Listen, you go with this one.
Oh God.
I love it. You almost look like you should have been in Mission Impossible in that.
That's my Yaphet Kotto look.
Oh man, pleasure to have you on, my friend. How you doing?
I'm excellent and looking to do better. How you guys?
We're good, my man. We're good. Wait, Suk, I think you're on. Suk, you're on mute. We lost your.
Am I back?
You're back. Go. You're back.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't even know where we start with your body of work. I mean, there is just so much to dissect in terms of everything that you've been in. I mean, you're in our conscience in so many ways.
Well, Suki, one of the shots in that whole montage, even though there are a lot of my favorite movies, the one that stands out to me, Keith, is the shot of you standing side by side with the legendary Rowdy Roddy Piper. The movie you did with him, of course, WWE legend. But yeah, listen, like I said to Suki, that montage could have been an hour long. Because your body of work is just insane, and you keep doing it at such a high level. And do you ever just pinch yourself and go, man, I'm a working actor. Look at me.
Yeah, I used to have a T-shirt saying I'm a working actor. God is good all the time. That's all I can say.
Oh man,
every day.
It's amazing. It's so.
Let's start off with the Christmas special that's on BET right now. You get to play an angel.
Yeah.
Hey, how many demons have I played? So I mean,
So what did that feel like for you?
I mean, it was great. I mean, I got to hang out with LaToya Luckett, who was
that's not the worst thing in the world.
And she was my distraction in Greenleaf, you know what I mean? So it was great.
I love it. Yeah, we'll talk about Greenleaf in a second. But listen, while we're on the movie, Miracle Before Christmas. And again, like I said, it aired on BET Plus last night, coming up on the 23rd on BET. Let's take a look at the trailer, and then we'll come back and talk more about it. Take a look.
Don't forget, Ashley has her piano recital at 1:30. It'll break her heart if you're not there.
Hey, I'll be there. This woman kept on cutting me off, telling me that I was wrong. Now you're trying to boss me around. You can't boss me around.
Babe, I thought we weren't having business talk tonight.
I fix relationships. By the time they walked out of my office, they were like two newlyweds on the second night of their honeymoon.
Mercedes, you are so good.
Ashley, it's time.
She's not coming, is she?
Why you never show up to anything?
What's wrong with me being a passionate career woman?
I just think we need some time so you can have some clarity and figure out what's important to you.
I just wish he could see how life is like without Mercedes Wright.
I think maybe you got the wrong house.
Who's in this house?
I think somebody's lost.
Lost. Hi.
Haven't you figured it out yet?
Figured out what?
Your wish. There is no husband, no family, no one to be responsible for or accountable to. You're free.
I'm living in an alternate reality.
Where are we?
Your office, ma'am.
I have everything anyone could ever want. But at the same time, I have nothing. I just want to go back. I will do anything to go back.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Keith, the grass isn't always greener, right? That was our message yesterday.
Hello. In fact, you know, my interpretation of that lesson is the grass is only green.
The grass.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's
not. It's great, man. It's
only green.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna have to feel that.
You know, when you feel like the grass is greener over there, and you're in an open meadow, but from the time that you walk from the spot that you're at over to the spot that you think is greener, and the clouds have shifted and the sun has moved, you look back. It's no greener over here than it was over there. It's just green. If you don't do anything stupid, if you just sit still when you have that moment of for toots, you know, something is going to shift, and it may just be in your favor.
Oh, I like Suki. I'm stealing that.
I'm taking that. The grass is only green. I'm taking it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Keith, I know Laz said yesterday that working with you was just absolutely incredible. And he said he couldn't believe one of the things he had mentioned, right, Suki? Said when you guys were doing this dialogue here at the bar, you know, it's a couple of pages of dialogue and without a stop. If I'm correct, I think I remember him saying that. When you're how do you memorize? Do you memorize? Do you just kind of get the bullet points in your head? How do you get 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of dialogue into your brain without stopping?
You know, practice. I mean, it's been. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years, man, and you know, your short-term memory gets built up, so you can, you know, ask me, you know, 6 hours from now, I may not. But.
Right, but yeah.
But for the time that you have to do it, but I try not. There's a difference between memorizing it and learning it. You have to learn it,
right?
And then you don't have to, And then if you can, you can't always learn everything in that shorter space of time.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You have little tricks, little triggers.
Yeah,
and I have been so busy from Greenleaf to I have to talk about from scratch. It's like this. I was just saying I am in awe of not only Greenleaf but from scratch. I binged watched it. It's just something my husband's like, can you get up? I'm like, no, I gotta keep going. He's like, it's Sunday. You're still in bed. I'm like, I know the kids. You got the kids. I'm in here. I'm doing my thing. It was so riveting, so wonderful, so unexpected.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was based on something very real when I started doing the due diligence of it, I couldn't believe it. Keith, when you got that script, what did you think?
I mean, I thought it's an extraordinary story about an extraordinary couple. Tembi is not someone who I was like personally familiar with. I've seen her work, but I didn't know her. And then, I got to listen to her reading her own book. And, not everybody can, but she does a wonderful job in telling her own story. And, being, and having, Attica, her sister, have the wherewithal to be able to write it and, present it to the right people to get it done. It's just it's a wonderful alignment, and there could have been no better alignment than to get Zoe Saldana to play her. I mean, it was just such a perfect pairing.
Yeah, Zoe, she's great.
And Eugenio, I mean, what an extraordinary actor. I mean, I felt that when we first met, and I saw him. First of all, when I read the script, and then I had to go back, find the book, and even though Lino's picture is on the cover, Eugenio is what I imagined he looked like.
Okay.
And so when I saw him, I was like, ooh, yeah. And and his acting is just extraordinary. When he looks at that woman, and you just have, that you're in the presence of something beautiful.
Oh.
I'm still such a wonderful, I'm a hopeful romantic, not a hopeless romantic.
When I tell you, for all the women out there and men, this is like a feel-good movie that gets you through the paces. You go up and down the character. I mean, just the beginning and the end and how it all buttons up.
Yeah.
At the end, it's just beautiful, beautiful. It's called From Scratch. It's on Netflix. Check it out. Binge watch it for the holidays. It is also another beautiful work by Keith David. Beautiful.
Yeah. And Suk, you mentioned Greenleaf, which was on, from like 2016 to 2020. Look at the star power. I mean, you throw Oprah in there, and Keith, I know you guys were nominated back then for NAACP awards, right? The Image Awards.
Mm-hmm.
This had to be, and you're playing the minister there. That's got to be fun for you, right? to just be like an over the top, you're doing the sermons, and I assume that's a fun role for you to play.
Well, fun doesn't begin to describe.
Yeah,
I used to want to be a preacher when I was a kid. I used to want to be a preacher. So this was like the fulfillment of a dream.
Right.
It was like, wow, this, as I said, I've had some wonderful gifts in my life, and this one was kind of chief among them.
Yeah.
Was it hard to bid farewell to it when it was all over?
Yes, but that's not something that well, not something I dwell on, because you could that's a deep rabbit hole. I pray and trust that the God of my understanding has something better in store for me.
Yeah. And Keith, we could talk about all the movies you've done and all the prolific roles you've had, but I think you received the most praise back in grade school when you played the Cowardly Lion in Wizard of Oz. Is that correct? Wait, did you have to go put them up? Did you go?
No,
I
didn't. We didn't do that because the play doesn't. I don't remember the play having. Of course, that was years ago, because I was 9 years old.
Right, you were 9.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, does it bring you back when a Wizard of Oz comes around every year?
The one thing I remember is my friend who was playing the Scarecrow.
Right.
His name was Milos, and he came out, and his pants fell down. Oh my God, he was so embarrassed.
He's like, if I only had some pants.
Right.
That is great. And Milos, of course, also went on to do some great things in Hollywood. No,
not this one. you know, I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was a great kid, and he was a good friend at the time, and I remember that.
That's so funny. That's great. And then listen, you know, one of your first big roles, of course, another movie which every time it comes on, The Thing, right, with Kurt Russell. I mean, who's the monster? Who and you know, it's jumping around, and I mean, when that's one of your first roles, and when you're in it with a guy like Kurt Russell, who's also just starting to, you know, gain that traction. You know, what's that like for you if you can remember back? Like he's already kind of established, right?
You know, I had been watching Kurt, you know, as a kid, you know, I think, you know, some episode, I know his father was on Gunsmoke, but, you know, you've seen him doing some other stuff, but it was, I mean, again, what a wonderful introduction to being in the movies. Donald Moffat, Dick Dicehart, you know, Richard Masser. I mean, all these guys, all these guys who had theater backgrounds like myself. And guys who didn't have theater background. Joe Polis and I, it was our first movie. Tommy Waits, we had gone to Juilliard together. I didn't know TK, but I'd seen Brimley and China Syndrome, and
yeah.
You know, it was just it was just, I was fascinated.
Crazy movie. What a crazy movie it was. Where did you guys shoot that? Because it looked like, was that on a sound stage or in a real location?
We shot a lot of it at Universal on a sound stage.
Oh, okay, man. It looks cold. It looks cold.
The exteriors we did in Alaska and British Columbia.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was cold.
Yeah. Suk, if you've never seen The Thing, you got to check that out. It's one of those, you know, horror movies where you're like, oh no.
I kind of want to talk about Platoon.
Forget it. Platoon.
Again, you know, I mean, you know, after The Thing, I thought, oh man, I'm gonna have a life in the movies, you know. But I didn't get another movie for 4 years.
Yeah. And
that first movie after 4 years was Platoon.
Wow.
So you're playing King. Right?
Yes.
You were King in that movie, and man, oh man, just that's another one of those movies. Charlie Sheen's, you know, young, and if you, I mean, look at all the stars you had in that movie.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you go through it. A young Kevin Bacon was in that movie.
Not Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon. And Tom. I'm going blank. Tom Berenger was in there.
Johnny C. McGinley.
Yes. Oh my God, so many.
Tony Todd.
Wait.
Whitaker. You know?
Yes,
William Dafoe.
That's
Dafoe.
it. Willem Dafoe. I'm thinking of. Yeah. Wow. What a great movie. And then I mean, listen, you throw that together with Armageddon and Something About Mary, and it's just man.
Wait. And Forrest Whitaker was also in it. Am I correct?
Forrest
He said Forrest Whitaker. And it's just, you know, such a great round of movies. Requiem for a Dream, The Nice Guys.
Requiem for a Dream.
You know what's funny, Keith? You play Mary's father in that movie,
was the funniest scene ever.
Right, and one of the funniest scenes is when Ben Stiller does the zipper deal, right, and then you see you see the cop.
David, look into that bathroom. Boy, let me see it.
Yeah. And they give you the shot, and you know, the like, we got a bleeder.
Right.
I mean,
no. He opens the door and you talk to the wife like,
yeah.
You see this over here? You gotta see
it. How many times you shoot that scene before you guys can stop laughing?
Oh my God. I mean, I would love to see outtakes of it because we cracked up a lot.
Oh, I bet somebody's got them somewhere.
Well, listen, you know, it's called to play. You got to have fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is one of the best scenes. What a great movie. And listen, I mentioned to Suki earlier about your, you know, forget all the things you do in front of the camera. How about your singing prowess? Forget the voiceovers from now. So this guy's on stage. Forget it. He's on stage singing. Take a look at this. I got a little bit of Keith in action. Take a look, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Watch this.
This is so exciting. You are so inviting, resting in my arms as we thrill to the magic charm of you. Beside me here beneath the blue, our dream of love is coming true. Beneath our desert caravan, beneath our desert caravan. Because this is not a PG rating right here, I tell you that.
Oh man, forget triple threat. We're talking about Grand Slam guy. Keith, what's your favorite go-to tune, man? If you had to do one up on that stage, what's your favorite?
Oh my God! I mean, it depends on the day.
Depends on which day.
Yeah, any given day is a different.
Are you a Sinatra guy? Are you a Sinatra guy?
I certainly can be. I'm more of a Nat King Cole guy or a Joe Williams guy.
Okay, nice. All right. So if there's a Nat King Cole tune that you had to do, which one would it be?
I used to walk with you along the avenue. Our hearts were carefree and gay. How could I know I'd lose you somewhere along the way?
Ah, man. You know what, Keith? It's too easy for you. I don't like it. It's too easy. Oh man,
Looking
listen.
back at some of your work, what were some of the favorite characters that you played?
Oh my God. I played a character called the Chimney Man in a play called Jelly's Last Jam.
Jelly's Last Jam.
That was one of my absolute favorite moments in life.
A lot of singing in that one too.
A lot of singing in that.
Wow, and that was on Broadway.
That was on Broadway. That was my first Broadway show, really.
Beautiful. Wow, unreal.
7 guitars when I played Floyd with Ruben Santiago Hudson and Lloyd Richards. Viola Davis was in that. It was just Tommy Hollis. It was a fantastic experience.
And speaking of leading ladies, Viola Davis, Halle Berry. I mean, you've had some leading ladies in your time.
Yeah,
Halle Berry. I feel blessed and highly favored. You know what I mean?
You know, it was funny, Keith. We had several times now. Oba Baba Tunde was on the show.
Oba Baba Tunde, that's my brother from another mother.
Ah, he's the best, right?
Yeah.
And he did. I pulled out. I grabbed this like a sex scene of him and Halle Berry from a movie, and I said to him, I said, Oba, I said, people must ask you all the time, what's it like doing a sex scene with Halle Berry? And he says, I know a lot of people go up to Halle Berry and say, what's it like doing a sex scene with Oba Baba Tunde? And I remember he was cracking up. Yeah, he goes, I know a lot of people ask her that same question. It was great. He had his cowboy hat on, and
yes, indeed,
what a great guy. Yeah, he's been on a few times, and we absolutely love him. We love him. But yeah, no, it's again, like Suki said, the leading ladies, and I mean, you talk about the ancillary films like Men at Work, right? with these guys, and it's just you can go through the whole thing. One of my favorites, Christmas in Compton.
Good one.
Oh my God!
I mean, and there's the great Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Oh, Cheryl Lee, she joined us on our morning show here in New York, and just another amazing woman. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and she's in that Abbott Elementary. We've had some of her co-stars on, and just fantastic. And the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, who's got the better voice, you or Morgan Freeman?
He's just had it longer.
Yeah, you guys got that market captured, Keith. It's unbelievable. Well, listen, here's what we're going to do before we let you go. And of course, we're talking about with the legendary Keith David, the movie on BET Plus and BET coming up on the 23rd, A Miracle Before Christmas. Just a fantastic movie to watch with the whole family. So, Keith, you've been in a lot of movies, as we've discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is
it's a trivia game.
Yeah. I picked out 5 movie synopsises, if you will, if that's the synopses from your movies. And I want to see if you can remember the names of those movies. Suk, I think your phone is rattling the microphone.
Sorry, yes.
So I just wanted to, I'm going to give you the synopsis of the movie. You tell me the name of the movie that you were in. Okay?
I hope so.
Some you starred in, some you might have played a smaller part in, but you're right. So for example, I'll give you the first one. And Suki will probably know these because she's a Keith David aficionado. But here's the first one. So a galactic criminal is on the run with bounty hunters on his tail. Which movie?
Pitch Black.
Oh, sorry. I'll give you another shot.
Say it, galactic.
A galactic criminal is on the run with bounty hunters on his tail.
Chronicles of Riddick?
Yes, sir. Nicely
Pitch
done.
Black, Chronicles of Riddick. Come on. All right.
Hey, listen, you want to win the car, you got to be exact. Here we go. Next one. A sequel to a cult classic reunites Spike Lee with Darren Scott for this horror comedy.
Horror comedy.
Yes, a sequel to a cult classic.
It's a cult classic.
Oh, hell.
He knows
5
it.
seconds.
Tales from the Hood, too.
Yes!
Tales from the Hood 2 is the correct answer, my friend. There you go.
That is a cult classic, Keith.
Just in time before the buzzer, Keith, on that one. All right, here we go. 3 more to go. Veterans wake up after a night of partying to discover that a zombie apocalypse has spread across the U.S. Military veterans wake up from a night of partying to find that a zombie apocalypse has spread across the United States.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one. You are actually on the poster for this movie.
Oh, shit. Something combat. No.
It's got a number. It's got a number. And Suk, you want to help him out with that one? Any idea?
It's a really tough one. It's range 15.
Range 15.
15. There you go, my friend. See, I told you Suki was an aficionado. Here we go. 2 more to go, Keith. 2 more to go. Most of the social elite are skull-faced aliens bent on world domination as Nada fights to free the world of mind-controlling aliens.
Yes.
They live is the correct answer, my friend. Very positive about that one. And the last one for all the marbles. Soldier Anthony Curtis returns from Vietnam and teams up with Skip and Kirby to pull off a bank heist for a shot at a better life.
It's a good one.
Dead Presidents.
Yes.
Dead Presidents is the right answer. There you go. Nicely done, my friend.
Good one.
Very
Good
nice.
movie.
You know what's amazing, Keith? We have folks on who they can't remember for the life of them what the movies are.
Listen,
many.
You know, it happens. I just happened to be reading an article because Bokeem Woodbine is in that movie, and you know, he's been in the game a long time, and he's getting some very nice recognition because he's a wonderful actor and a wonderful human being.
That's great. Beautiful. Well, Keith, listen, man, it's absolutely. We can keep you here for 2 hours. If we
wait,
go
before
through.
Keith goes, Keith, looking back at your career, what are some words of wisdom that you would give other actors or other inspirational words of advice from what you've learned?
Stay in it. Don't quit before the blessing. And don't believe your own press clippings.
Ooh.
I think it's the old, you're not as good as they think you are. You're not as bad as they think you are. Right, Keith?
Right, exactly.
Keith David, everybody. Let me just pop it up here one more time. The movie A Miracle Before Christmas coming up on the 23rd. It's already on BET+. Go check it out. Keith, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah,
thank you. Listen, have a great time. I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. We enjoyed it. Keith, have a great time. We love you, pal.
You too, man.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. What a nice guy, Suk.
Gentleman. And what a body of work. I mean, come on.
Oh, my God. Huh?
But you know what? I only expect the best from us, you know?
Well, listen, you know what? You got a point. There's no schlock on this show. And I think I got dressed up for a good reason this time.
You got dressed up for a good reason, friend. You look great. You look
fabulous. I think I should start wearing sports jackets on every show. What do you think?
Snazzy.
Listen, if we doll up your background a little bit, and I wear a sports jacket.
I'll show up in a cocktail dress next time.
Yes. Well, no, your lighting in that room it's perfect now.
Really?
It's perfect. I'm telling you, it's perfectly lit up. Nothing coming in behind you. We just need a little schmaltz.
Here,
little schmaltz. Yeah, throw a Christmas tree in the corner. Do something. So, Suk, anyway, next week, I was trying to get us off next week.
Oh, I was going to say, can you get us off next week? I got a lot to do.
Unfortunately, they just keep coming.
Okay.
Next Thursday, we have the Senior Vice President of Late Night Programming for CBS, Nick Bernstein, joining us at 1:00.
Love it.
The day before that, we have Joe Morton. You know, you talk about Keith David. Joe Morton, also a fantastic actor. He was in Speed with Keanu Reeves. Just a huge body of work. So Joe's coming on, and listen, I'd love to give us the week off, but we can't, Suk. Maybe the week after.
The week after, please.
All right, babe. Listen, thank you, everybody, for watching. Share the show. Just hit the share button, would you?
Make it happen for us, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
We've been a team together now for 2-something years.
Really? 2.5 years? You guys
2.5 years we've been in this relationship.
You guys are the key. You got to spread the word, or we're going to be here for the next 2 years.
Love it.
Anyway, as always, we leave you with a little mini Philly Kid concert, and everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back tonight at 7:30. See you later, guys.
Well, I never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. Can you feel it? It must be real. It feels so good, oh, feels so good. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? What does it matter? Yeah. Been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Say the ladies are insane there,
They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Yeah, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? What does it matter? Yeah! Woo! Sitting on a bar stool, acting like a darn fool, that's what I'm doing today. Sitting here drinking, trying to keep from thinking I'm boozing my trouble away. Well, I couldn't make her stay, but doggone her anyway, she can't say that I didn't try. Pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye. Every time we disagree, she's always asking me, are you a man or a mouse? Now that she's gone, she probably thinks I'm home just moping around the house. She probably thinks that she's the one thing I just couldn't get along without. Well, wouldn't it surprise her? I gotta sympathize her as long as these bottles hold out. Sitting on a bar stool, acting like a darn fool, that's what I'm doing today. Sitting here drinking, trying to keep from thinking I'm boozing my troubles away. Hell, I couldn't make her stay, but doggone her anyway, she can't say that I didn't try. Pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye. Every time I try to sit down and talk to her, it always ends up in a fuss. I try to reason with her right up to the time she got on that Greyhound bus. It'd be better if I could forget her, cause she sure forgot about me. And if it takes all night, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna sit here till I can't see. Sitting on a bar stool, acting like a darn fool, that's what I'm doing today. Sitting here drinking, trying to keep from thinking I'm boozing my troubles away. Hell, I couldn't make her stay, but doggone her anyway, she can't say that I didn't try. Pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye. Well, I'm sitting on a bar stool, acting like a darn fool, that's what I'm doing today. Sitting here drinking, trying to keep from thinking I'm boozing my troubles away. Hell, I couldn't make her stay, but doggone her anyway, she can't say that I didn't try. Pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye. I said, pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye. I said, pour me another one, I'm finished with the other one, I'm drinking my baby goodbye.
Before we even talk, Elliot, I'm gonna need to hear a little Candyman before we get started.
That's his favorite song.
Candyman?
Yeah, go ahead,
We
bud.
can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candy Man.
Woo!
Oh, the Candy Man can.
Come on, baby, one more.
I said the Candy Man can, cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Hey, all right. I'm going to give you a little Dean Martin. Hi, everybody. Oh, welcome to the show. Let's sing a little song. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling. When you sing Vita Bella, Vita Bella, it's a play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. Anyway, that's amore there. You like that?
I love it. I love it. All right, and listen, my other favorite go-to is a little That's Life, Frank. What can you do for me?
Francis? Oh, a little That's Life.
That's live.
That's what all the people say. Woo! You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. Yeah, but I don't let it get me down. Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around.
Yeah! Take me through the chorus.
Well, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. We've been up and down and over and out. And we know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of people too. People who smile at you.
And each time I roam, Chicago is calling me home.
Chicago is.
And they call collect. I don't know what that is. It makes me jump like a clown. It's my kind of town. Chicago.
Just dropped this holiday song, and we're not even going to tell you the name of it first. We'll just play it.
Yep.
All right,
New
go ahead.
holiday classic. There you go.
Light it up.
Oh, happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Musmaka, Arbor Day. If you don't celebrate it, I'm gonna wish it to you anyway. And I know we're all just trying to do our thing to celebrate. It's all great. So happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Musmaka, Arbor Day.
We celebrate for myriad of reasons, reverence and kinship, all over the season, meeting, keeping faith, whatever you believe in. Every precious moment, so imbued with meaning. Coquito and parandas, merriment and joy, from elders in each family to every girl and boy. Festive attire to lift up every voice, hoist up a glass of your beverage of choice. Whatever it is you celebrate, we got something for you. Every apparatus from Kinara to Menorah, everything's a part of it from fauna to the flora. Shindig, chilling with my holiday fedora, building on the happy times we hoping to have more of. Rejoice with the feast, warm tidings how we greet you. We got a full spread, vegetarians can eat too. Sending happy gifts of love, appealing to each of you. Shorty's playing peekaboo, learning, writing, teaching you to seek the youth with energy that's peeking through.
Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, and Musmaka, Arbor Day. You don't celebrate it, I'm gonna wish it to you anyway. And I know we're all just trying to do our thing
celebrate, and it's all great. So happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Muslim, Arbor Day.
George's earwax all over your ears, bud.
It's all right, man. You know, we brothers to the end and shit.
What radiates off of people? Now you two are reeking of Pia. You know, and that's why this is a sexy show. You know what I mean?
You both got dinner on me.
Can you imagine us having dinner with Lou Gossett Jr.?
No, I can't imagine it.
I got a call.
One thing we can gather is we've got to be free. Come together right now.
Thank God I finally have somebody who's super professional. You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
They say that the road ain't no place to start a family.
I'm really beaming. I'm really steaming.
Yeah.
His name is Willie Beeman.
He's really steaming. And we go like this.
One floor below me, you don't even know me. I love you.
I am a zombie apocalypse. I have a backpack. I know how to kill. I know where to get canned goods. I am ready for where this world's going.
I was just, sitting here in the backstage area, and you guys have such amazing energy. And that is really, really, really something that inspires me, encourages me, and enlightens me. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. We're so happy to have you here.
Suki, you said you were homeschooling. I see your daughter. She's so cute. She's running around there.
Unicorn.
Is that unicorn?
Just like me, I had the talent, but was I strong enough to be able to deal with what was going to come at me at those times? And a lot of times we wasn't that strong enough.
John Lennon was off the grid for a while in 1980. He was ready to come back. He was doing some recording, right? And he started hearing these different tunes from different artists, and it kind of fired him up, right, to get going again.
That's exactly right. He had taken a 5-year sabbatical, kind of concurrent with the birth of his son, Sean, in 1975, on John's birthday, October 9th.
Did you ever imagine the journey leading you all the way over here to an Oscar, and you continue to create and kind of redefine the genre?
Freak out!
Tell him, Suki. Tell him what we're going to do.
Watch it, Suki Scott. Carol.
Yeah, what she said. You'll see it coming out later.
We continue to be bosses and presidents of companies.
Do you
and
hear
let's keep
the
those women down.
singing the songs of angry men?
Baby, just tell the rest is up to me. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Good morning, Baltimore.
Those raindrops are falling on my head and they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. And I said I didn't like the way he got things done.
Darling, only the good die young. That's what I said.
I wonder if I take you home.
Take you home.
All you need is love.
What? Na.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Scott, and I appreciate that compliment. That's fantastic, Suki. Kanye, very nice to meet you.
Good.
The candy man who came because he mixes it with love and makes the world feel good. Hold on. Pow, the marbles down.
I went from being just a little unknown girl from the South to all of a sudden I'm like this internationally known person.
He says, thank God, I thought you were sitting on the cat.
JJ's not having a good day at all. You're a puppet. That's how it works. That's where it goes. Yeah.
I was watching some videos today, and I saw you. I don't know how old it was, but it was a bed scene with Halle Berry.
Yes.
Can you just give me a little insight to that?
Yeah,
What that was like?
I'm very often asked that question and say, man, what was it like to have a love scene with Halle Berry? And what I always say is, you need to ask Halle Berry what it was like to have a love scene with old Baba Tunde.
I gotta get her on now. Now I gotta get her on. Hey.
What was the card in your mind, Scott?
I was going 3 of clubs.
Wow, that's a random card. But here, let me ask you something, Scott. Have you and I ever met before? Yes or no?
No, sir.
This morning, I had a vision of you. I knew what you looked like from doing research. But this is my friend. His name is. Can you see him? There he is. His name is Scott. He looks just like you. Watch him take off his hat. Watch him reach into his hat and take out one card out of every card. Of course, he's going to take out the 3 of clubs. The more you drink, the better the magic. That's just normal. Now, let me keep on going.
And when you're putting out dinner for 600 people and you're in a kitchen where, you know, the dishwasher's in the bathroom and the hot water's not working, these things actually really happen. These are things that actually happen on the show.
I'm just a man born black. I'm not a hero. I'm not a martyr.